Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that whatever you've been up to today, Thursday, the 17th of August, that it's been nice and productive. I, as promised, wanted to keep you up to date with what's been happening behind the scenes with the publication of Misjudged and Misperceived. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a whirlwind journey, hasn't it? And often that expression is used in a cliched fashion. It's often overused. But I wanted to pause for a moment and think of the journey that I've come on to be able to get a book at the stage where we are today, ladies and gents. Back in 2020, I started thinking about Sierra Leone, and subsequently when I left the Met in 2021, I set up a social media account which was to work with Sierra Leoneans who had an interest in creative writing, like I did when I lived there. To cut a long story short, I encountered a lot of hiccups. One of the hiccups that put me off working with Sierra Leoneans was the general lack of professionalism, and also they wanted money for everything that they did. If someone from Sierra Leone says hi to you on Twitter, they might expect you to give them £10. I'm exaggerating. So it got to the stage where I was so dissatisfied with what was going on. I hit a brick wall, didn't I? I thought to myself, well, it's time to give up, because after I'd invested so much money, I did meet very nice people from Sierra Leone, and they're publishing what the issue said to me. But what happened with the first author that I worked with is already known to most of yourselves, so I don't want to keep repeating it. And all the stress and loss of funds that led to put me off writing books for people from the continent. The writing competition that we had, it was well received. But then again, when the judges and I sort of agreed on the scores, and it came out that Dorcas was the winner, a lot of writers that took part were not happy with the fact that Dorcas won, because they did not understand the criteria that I used to judge the writing competition. And also they failed to realise that the judges were Stanley and Stuart, who were also writers, and they took on board their own expertise. Needless to say, after that I decided that I was no longer going to have any more writing competitions, because I got called names. And, I felt that people were not going to be professional. That's one more thing that I wasn't going to do. But out of that writing competition, though he did not make it to the shortlist, came a gentleman who we referring to as Muvatu Firi, and who ousted himself as Pempo. He decided to say he was Pempo. He sort of commented on Facebook and he copied me in the post that he was Pempo and he was Muvatu in the story. So, his real identity was revealed by himself. I want to say that I am pleased that we have come so far along the way, ladies and gentlemen, that the book, Misjudged and Misperceived, has come out of what Pempo was telling me. It was something that shouldn't have worked, because Pempo lives in Malawi, I live in England. I've never met him in real life. We communicated over the internet. And what this book has shown, ladies and gentlemen, is for people who write of Africa as some kind of, where nothing happens. I have shocked some of them. And what you don't realise is what's happening behind the scenes, or what's happening on Twitter, or places like those on social media. Because we have a hardcover that's come out, we have a paperback which is published in Zambia, and we have an eBook which the publishers, Zambian Arts Publications, have made possible. And I want to please urge all of you that if you have the means to go on the internet, and if you have storage on your phones, because a lot of you don't have laptops and you don't have desktop computers, kindly go to his website, kindly patronize it and download the book. It's available free of charge. For someone to make it free of charge, they would have, used their own data, their own electricity. He lives in Zambia, and it's not it's not America, it's not England, it's Zambia. You know what I mean? So let's patronize each other. And that's what, that's the only way, what someone like myself does is going to succeed. A lot of you were interested in reading the story. Where have you disappeared to? This story showcases Malawi as a country. I'm not from there. I was born in Sierra Leone. I now hold British nationality. I keep saying that because I don't even own a Sierra Leonean passport anymore. And I have nothing that could prove that I came from there. Because when I ran away, it was because there was a massive issue there. So I ran away with my life and won hold on. That's what my sisters and my family and I, that's what we ran away with. Each person had a little hold on. So that chapter of, the fact that she came from Sierra Leone is closed. I want people, if you're able to do so, kindly download the book. We already have up to 14 or 15 downloads. I'm not sure they're even from Africa. There are adverts running on Twitter. There's going to be an advert running in Malawi. Let's patronize patronize this program, ladies and gents, because a lot of people are looking to see whether Bridget James succeeds in doing what she does. So when I told people that I was going to go with Timmy, I was going to go with Zambian Art Publications, some friends of mine here who are also writers were like, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how far she goes with this. So they were the first people I copied in a tweet, on what was Twitter, which is now X. I said, look, this gentleman has actually produced something that is top notch here. And I said, would you consider, using an African publisher? And we want to put much an image of Africa that we know exists. That's middle class, that's educated, that's forward thinking, and people like us, that's what we do. And I want to remind you that I make no money from this project. I make no money from it at all. And the stories that I champion are stories like Pempo Singles, which are hot woman stories. It shows that someone that had a disorder, which he should not have succeeded. He succeeded in a country like Malawi, and it puts a spanner in the works where people think, well, does this really happen? Do they have care, such good mental health care in a country like Malawi? Yes, they do. And behind the story comes my credibility, that I wouldn't say anything that, having worked here at 7 and 7 Joe Public, I wouldn't throw my weight behind someone like Pembo if I thought it was dodgy. I wouldn't have. So please go download the book if you've got data. I know your credit, we call it credit, you call it data in the country. I know it's a massive issue for a lot of you guys. As and when you can, kindly, see whether you can patronize their publisher's website. And, you said you wanted to read it. It's available for free. So that's what I was going to say. And, I'm pleased as the punch that the journey that started in April has ended today in August with a book that's in all formats. And I want to tell you something, that there are lots of people here in England and in the United Kingdom, they've never been to Malawi. They've never, some of them have never left England except to go to Spain. And their perception of Africa is, you know what I mean? So when I was having a conversation with someone, I said, well, it was actually published in a country called Zambia. They're like, what's she talking about? And I said, they have the internet, they have a portal where you can download a book and you can read it. It's funny, you laugh. People think that the world only exists like in England, America, and Europe. There are people like that. Honestly. And so we've got a book, ladies and gentlemen. Out of nothing has come something. And as soon as Pempo gets hold of its author's copies, I'm going to sit him down and we can have a Zoom interview. Go and have a cachasso. I'm going to have water. It's good. We are where we are today, and it shows there other countries in Africa that, people can work with and produce something. The focus was meant to be on Sierra Leone, and there are so many issues there where there were issues with interpersonal skills, weren't there? It's not nice to badmouth people, but I'm glad I decided to go and work with individuals from Malawi. And I keep embarrassing it, but I need to keep thanking Dr. McKee as well. Behind the scenes, Dr. McKee has been our rock, because if I say something about a medical facility, I'll run it past him to make sure that, he could help me fact check. And he's just gone out of his way to help us. People are doing it out of the goodwill of their heart. And I hope that Sierra Leoneans are watching this broadcast, because they often don't watch these broadcasts. You see how it's nice to work with people and what will come out of it as a nation, Who knows? Gonna have some cachasso. I'm gonna have cold water because it's very hot in here today. It's over 31 Celsius.
I'm from Sierra Leone. Stay blessed, as I say. Did you feel how I feel? Did you know I got this? But you think that I should do it your way. I don't wanna do what you do, I just wanna be what I am. But you say it's pride. Every time I open the door, it feels like this where I belong. Oh, in this world is quick to judge and misconceive. I'm just a soul searching for a breeze, but I won't let the misconception define the truth, the lie, the desire of mine. I rise above the whispers and the doubt to show them what this spiritual soul's about. Misjudging, misperceived, that's what they say, but I'll break this chains. I won't be led astray. With every step, I'll prove them wrong. Hello, I'm Alpha Micah Kamara. I'm from Sierra Leone. I'll be singing Amazing Grace. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saves a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. To God's grace, the door to my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieve. Oh, now precious deed, that grace I listener.